What's up, guys? Coach Mike here, and today we're just going to go through some nuances of the squat and make sure you guys have a better squat and a more safer squat that are working the muscles you want to work. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is I am squatting outside the squat rack today, which is okay, but not ideal. If you have a squat rack like this or a power rack, you're going to usually want to be inside the squat rack and you set your pins a little bit lower. So like if I come down like here, and let's just say I can't get the weight back up, I could just drop down a little bit and then the bar will rest on the pins and I can climb out. If you're working at a commercial gym, you probably won't see something like that. You'll see something called spotter arms, where there'll be like these arms that kind of like twist and lock in here, and they're open here, right? You're not inside a cage. So what you're gonna wanna do is you could even just use an empty bar or just use your hands as an estimate. You get down to the depth that you can perform, right? And let's just say it's around here. You're like, okay, that's where my comfortable squat is. Then I'm gonna set my arms a couple inches below. And then when you're here, you could just fold over like this or just squat deeper and then rest the bar on there and then climb out, and you're safe. That way you can push the weight and then, maybe push to failure as well. So first thing we're gonna do when setting up our squat is we're gonna get our hand width. Some people will have a messed up squat because their hands will be all over the place. So just like bench pressing, we're gonna find a nice comfortable width. I'm gonna go pinkies on the rings here. It's called power rings. I'm gonna put my pinkies on the rings. I'm gonna have thumb over the top. You can feel free to do this or even closer, whatever's comfortable for you and your shoulder mobility. So we're gonna come on under the bar, and I don't have to look left or right? If my hands are centered, I just drive my head straight under. I should be pretty good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my feet under the bar. You see some people take the bar off like this. That's cool with lightweight, but when you get heavy, it's not gonna work. So we're here. We're gonna take the weight off the bar. We're gonna take small steps back until we're comfortable. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set my width. Some people don't have ankle mobility, so they try to squat narrow like this, and then they end up folding themselves forward and then do more of a good morning, or the bar rolls up onto their neck. So make sure you guys set a stance width that's comfortable for your body and your body type. So I like to go a little bit wider than shoulder width with my toes out, and I want to use mostly my glutes and hamstrings and low back to squat, as opposed to just being so quad dominant like this, because a lot of people that have knee pain, this narrow squat will beat their knees up. So we're gonna go into like a little bit wider than shoulder width. All right, I'm gonna keep my eyes kind of forward. They're allowed to come down a little bit, but you don't wanna be squatting down like this because it's gonna make you roll the bar forward and dump the bar. So I'm gonna keep my back tight, right, because the muscles on my back are supporting the bar. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna brace my abs, squeeze my abs tight, right, and then I'm gonna sit back in between my legs, go to the depth that you feel comfortable with, and then I'm spreading the floor. So you'll see most of my weight is on the outside of my feet. I'm imagining I'm pushing the floor this way, pushing the floor that way with that foot. All right, so I'm gonna re-brace, squat, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, until I reach my depth, and then I push the floor and the knees out. All right, what this is gonna do is gonna prevent the knees from caving in. So a lot of people will squat like this, and then when they get to the bottom, they'll push their knees in, and then push through here, which is called a knee valgus. Obviously that alignment's not good. You can hurt the inside of your knee that way, and it's also training you to be flat-footed and walk like this, all right? For safety reasons, you have your spotter arms, that's cool, but let's say you don't. What you could do is, it's called dumping the bar. You throw the bar behind you. A little sketchy, but it's better than getting crushed. So we set our width, set our stance, come under, take the bar off. All right, let's say I did 35 reps, and I can't get 36, right? I'm stuck. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll my fingers. So I'm gonna open my hands, and I'm gonna shoot my body forward and dump the bar across my back, right? Looks scary, it's really not. You don't need crazy knee mobility. You don't need to go to the floor like this to be able to do it. You just roll the bar off and a little bit of heel lift and shoot the knees forward, and you'll make a ruckus, but it's better than you getting crushed, all right? So those are some tips that should help you with your squat, and I hope that helps everybody.